It just made sense for us to combine everything under one roof as far as the rehab and construction goes. So we did that. Hello and welcome to the FasterFreedom Show. My name is Sam and I'm excited to talk to you today about STL Reno. I'm going to break down my construction and my rehab management company called STL Reno. This is the behind the scenes episode of the week. Mondays, I talk just real estate for 10 minutes. Wednesdays, the main show, Lucas and I talk everything. And then on Friday, I give you behind the scenes look at one of my businesses. I am introducing you to 4 of my businesses currently. 4 weeks ago, I introduced you to Faster House. 3 weeks ago, I introduced you to FasterFreedom. Last week, I introduced you to Midwest Property Group. And this week, I'm introducing you to STL Reno, my construction management company. I'm giving you a baseline iteration of what these businesses are, why they were formed, how they are set up as far as the organizational chart goes, and talk a little bit of profit and numbers, kind of building the foundation. And then going forward after this episode, I'm going to give you real life, up to date, in the trenches, things that are happening within these businesses. But again, I want to keep these Mondays and Friday episodes to 10 minutes-ish, so I don't want to have to explain each business every time. So this episode, we're going to talk just about STL Reno, why it was formed, how it was formed, and what it does. And then going forward, I'm going to talk about some offshoots and things we've tried to increase profit in these businesses, things that we've done that have decreased profit, either intentionally or usually unintentionally. But we have a lot of really, really cool offshoots of these businesses, certain brands we're building underneath them, certain things we're doing to grow profit within these businesses. So if you're a real estate investor or a small business owner for that matter, I think these episodes will be very valuable and entertaining because we screw up all the time because we're idiots. So I think that goes without saying if you've listened to us. So STL Reno. So STL Reno started because if you listen to the previous episodes, which I guess you should probably go do, Faster House is our flipping company. They do 300 house buys a year. 75 of them are rehabs, meaning we buy them, close them, and rehab them and sell them, just like you see on TV. Then Midwest Property Group is my property management company. We do initial construction for our BRRRR deals, buy, rehab, that part of it. And then we also do tenant turns, like rental turns. When a tenant leaves, which doesn't happen very often, they leave and sometimes the property needs $500, sometimes it needs $5,000. So this company does that construction along with property management. So the point is, we were doing 125 to 150 remodels a year between 2 separate companies with different books, different leaders, same contractors that we were kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul and going back and forth on. It just made sense for us to combine everything under one roof as far as the rehab and construction goes. So we did that, one person leading it, kind of got our systems and our processes and our contractors all to beat to the same drum. And then we thought, well, we have some capacity here and we're really good at this, and other people suck at rehabbing, or maybe not, a lot of people do, but maybe they are just not wanting to mess with the rehab because it can be scary if you don't know what you're doing, and if you do, it takes up a lot of time. So we thought, hey, let's offer these services to the public, and that's exactly what we did. Currently, the company's structured a little more simply than our other companies. So we have me and Lucas as owners. Lucas kind of is the CEO, kind of runs the visionary side of this company, which is, not full time because obviously he's the CEO of a couple of our other companies, as am I. So we have, we have Lucas running the show, and then we have a gentleman named Richard, who is the COO, who manages the day-to-day of the companies. We have a project manager that is managing the projects. We actually have 2 project managers that are managing the projects, depending on, we have a Kevin who does outside owners, people that are not me and Lucas, managing their rentals, and then we have a gentleman who runs all of our projects in-house for our properties that we do. So we have a couple construction specialists and a couple turn teams underneath them that do the work. Then we have a construction coordinator, and then we are in the middle of hiring some people to do the work, because we could hire out a lot of general construction and more, not basic tasks, but not like specialized, like, you need a license for HVAC or plumbing or electric. So we have those general, technicians isn't the right word, but maybe underneath them. But then we did just hire a gentleman, Kevin, who manages our projects for outside owners, he also is a master electrician and just got his electrician license. So we'll be able to do licensed electrical work for other people. So that may be part of this business that grows. So we're able to do panels and do electric work for people. Maybe we give them a bid on everything and they don't want us to do it all, so we just do the electric, or maybe we just go get electric work. I don't really know, but it's a cool, unique opportunity that allows us to put a little bit more to the bottom line on this company, because this company, kind of like Midwest Property Group, not a super high margin business. I think our margins probably are probably a little bit higher than Midwest Property Group, but in that 5 to 10% range. And some months we don't really make money right now because this is a 5-month-old business, and we're still working on those outside owners. Because one of the issues we have right now is our overhead. I wouldn't call it high, but we have salaries to pay, and we do in-house work for our own companies that kind of can usually cover the salaries with the profit that we get from ourselves. But unless we're getting consistent work from other people, we're not really able to make a profit. And we've had some months where we've gotten several jobs from other people and some months where we haven't. And the months where we haven't, we don't really make a ton of money. So that's a growing pain of a new business that we're trying to figure out as we grow. I mean, at one point we had 18 projects going on at one time. I don't think we're right there quite right now, but the biggest thing is we can get close to making money with our in-house work, but not profitable. So we need outside work, and we are getting new bids, and we're growing that relatively quickly, but it does take time. We get new business through our local meetups, just our local networking connections, and a lot from students as well. We have students. I have over 2,000 students in my community. Most of them are in other states. Obviously, that may not be obvious, but there's 2,200. Probably 100 of them are in St. Louis. So we do have their business to get, and some of them have us manage for them, some of them don't. It kind of just depends. However, that's kind of our plan to grow this and scale this the right way. Maybe we'll start to acquire and bring in like maybe a master plumber that has a plumbing license, so we can do those types of things, or maybe some HVAC stuff. So I could see this company buying other trades and just kind of funneling it through this company, kind of being a top line for everything, but that's going to require money and profit and a lot of different things that we don't really have right now. So we will see where this goes, but this is an interesting business. I just think there's a lot of stories and a lot of rehab things that we'll talk about, best practices and things like that. But in general, this company is pretty new and it's growing not very quickly, which I think is okay because some of our other businesses are a little more volatile. So this is STL Reno. I'll be referencing them in the future. If you have not, go listen to my 3 other Friday episodes. Behind the scenes is what it's called, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast, so you get a full version of these companies. And then I'm going to peel back the curtains and show you and talk to you about every little thing. We're not really going to hold much back. Talk profit, talk loss, talk income, talk a lot of different things that most people aren't willing to talk about here on social media because it's not near as sexy or as profitable as most people think, and most people's ego can't take that. So there we go. A bad day for your ego is a good day for your soul, put it that way. Appreciate you for being here. Make sure to rate and review if you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, and regardless if you're watching or listening, share this with a friend. I would appreciate that very much. See you on the next one.